Zoom, I gotta zoom. There you go. Welcome back. And this time we are in Proverbs chapter 9. Proverbs 9 verse 1. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city, "Whoever is simple, let him turn in here." As for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, "Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine I have mixed. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding." Wisdom is all ready for you. Everything's ready, everything's set, the table's set, just come. Dinner is ready. And so that's what this part of Proverbs is saying, is if you want wisdom, wisdom's ready for you, just come and get the wisdom. You just have to say yes. And in the same way, that's like Jesus already did everything for you to be saved. He died on the cross. He rose again. He calls your name. And just says, come and be saved. And all you have to do is say, okay, yes, yes, Jesus. And everything else is done for you. It's as easy as it could be, even though it's the hardest thing in the world. The hardest thing in the world is to get to heaven. No one can do it outside of Jesus. But Jesus makes it so easy by just saying yes to Him. And if you say yes to Him, He will come and He'll take you. It does necessitate surrender, that you have to give your life to Him. But that's even better than not giving your life to Him. Surrendering to Him is better than trying to rule it by yourself, because you're not going to rule it by yourself. You're going to be ruled by someone else. We are too vulnerable and too weak to rule ourselves. And I know no one likes to hear that, but it's the truth. You know, I've heard people say that, oh, Jesus is a crutch, it's for the weak. And it's like, well, yeah, He's for the weak, and guess what? You're weak. We're all weak. None of us can do this by ourselves. None of us can find a back door into heaven. None of us can fool God into letting us in. Instead, there is one way, Jesus Christ. And if people are upset that there's only one way, just be happy that there is at least a way, that there is one way to get to heaven. It's Jesus, so give your life to Him. He's all ready for you, just like wisdom is all ready for any of the simple people. If you want to be smart, if you want to be wise, seek out wisdom, and you'll get it. Verse 7 says, "He who corrects a scoffer gets shame for himself, and he who rebukes a wicked man only harms himself. Do not correct a scoffer lest he hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you." And so this part's talking about those people who don't listen to anybody. They're proud. They only care about themselves. If you bother trying to correct them, if you bother trying to change their mindset, it's not worth your time. And I'm talking about everybody that you talk to on Facebook here. You know, it's just people have their opinions and they're going to say them. And it's not worth it to try and correct them or change them. If they're wise, then yeah, talk to the wise person. Then you'll get a good conversation out of it. And either, you know, you'll change their mind or they'll change yours. I remember once when I was hanging out with my wife before we were married. And a good friend of mine came in and says, "Hey, I need to talk to you about this girl you like." And I said, "What?" And it's like, "Well, she's not good for you." And he tried to talk me out of pursuing her. And so he was a good friend of mine. I didn't just want to blow him off. So I said, "All right, well, let's sit down and let's talk until either you convince me or I convince you." And we did, and we sat down. It was over an hour. Talking about this stuff, and I convinced him that God had set me forth on this, that I was really pursuing her out of a godly view, and that He would pave the way, and he said, "Okay, I guess you know what you're doing," and it worked out. I knew what I was doing. I was following the Lord, and when I say I knew what I was doing, I didn't know every step on how to win my wife. I just knew that I needed to follow the Lord. That is the extent of what I knew I was doing, but that's enough. If you know you are following the Lord, it doesn't matter if you know any of the rest of it. If you don't know what all of the steps are, but you know that first step in trusting the Lord, then every other step will fall into place. So, be wise so that you can be corrected, you can be rebuked when you're wrong, so that you can be made right. And when you are trying to help somebody out, if that person doesn't want your help, you're just going to frustrate yourself. So be wise in what you say and what you do. God bless you. I'll see you next time.